And then there would always be some mad monster or mean monster, and they would always have some fun thing. Like one was just a giant right foot. That was the monster for one of the stories. And it's to help that monster, we had to help him find his left foot, right?
Yeah, whatever he needed, we had to find it.
And then, so to help the monsters, we'd always consult the monster book.
Mm-hmm.
So Memaw and the grandkids, we'd go searching through this monster book, and most of the time we'd find a cure that was incorrect. It was actually for a slightly different monster. So we'd go try that and then figure out, oh, nope, that's not the right cure for this monster. This one has purple hair and a yellow body instead of purple body and a yellow hair. So we'd always mix something up, and then we have to go back and try again. Mm-hmm. And if you could remind me, who did the grandkids always vote to go give the cure to?
I don't know.
So we were always scared of the monsters, but we would brew up in our witch's pot we'd put in belly fluffy and magic potions and hog feet or whatever we had. Witch's brew, yeah. And we'd all mix it together based on the monsters book.
Right.
And then we would always go give it to the monster, but most of the time the grandkids were scared of doing that. So who did we call?
Moi.
Moi?
Moi.
Certainly not moi.
Unfortunately, moi.
So Memaw, moi, was that mean me in French, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she would always say, who wants to go give this potion to the monster? And we'd say, not me, Memaw. And then my brothers and cousins, not me, not me. And then we'd all look at Memaw, and she would say, moi.
Surely not moi.
And then we'd end up, Memaw would have to go give the cure to the monster. And then the grandkids would come help the monster after it was being nice again.
If he could.
If we could, and if he could.
There was one that wasn't.
Most of them were, though. They ended up being nice. But yep, every once in a while there'd be a monster that we couldn't help too much, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But we did what we could.
Yes. We did. We did everything we could to help anybody we could.
That's right.
And if we couldn't help them, we kicked them in the lake.
So this is where I get most of my creativity. So who were some of the most important characters in your stories growing up? Yeah.
That I told?
Yeah. Do you remember some of the main characters? Well, there was always Memaw and the 6 grandkids. They were almost always in it, and they were almost always the 7 good characters, along with a couple others mixed in. But in about every story, there was at least you, Memaw, and whoever you were telling the story to, which was one of the grandkids.
And maybe a pet or two.
Yeah, I remember the wood elf, Henry.
Henry, he lives up in a tree.
He lives up in a tree, really high in the tree, and he's really small.
He is tiny. If he doesn't careful, he falls through the holes. He fell through one time.
The hole of the tree?
The hole in the trunk, the way top hole.
Uh-huh.
And he was screaming bloody murder, and I couldn't find him. Oh, and he was getting agitated because he was in this tree and going through all these little holes, and he didn't know where he was going. He'd never fallen through the tree, ever.
Huh.
I said, Henry, where are you? He said, I don't know. He was really getting panicky. And I said, well, Henry, walk to the light. He stopped and he said, I don't see any light. It's too dark. I said, oh, my soul, how are we going to get you out? Oh, I know what we can do. I'll go get a flashlight or a match or something. And so I ran off and I got a flashlight. And I came back and said, now, Henry, which hole did you fall into? There's 1,000,000 up here. He said, well, I don't know, but it was close to the trunk. So I went over there close to the trunk, and there was 10 holes. 10? I didn't fall through 10 holes. I fell through one. Oh, Henry, I've got to figure out which one of these 10. Oh, well, get busy. I want out. So I got the flashlight and I put it into the first hole. No light came anywhere. And I went to the second and third and the fourth and the fifth. And I thought I was going to lose Henry forever because I only had 5 more to go. And he said, go on. We're bound to hit it. We're bound to hit it. So I put it up to the 6th. Oh, that's hard to say. It gives you the sputters.
I could imagine.
And so Henry says, here's a hole right here. I put my finger through it. Did you see it? Yeah, I believe I do. Way over there on the other side of the tree. Oh, goody, go get it quick. So I ran over to the other side of the tree, and I took my flashlight, stuck it in a hole, and Henry said, get that dumb thing out of my eye. Said,
Must have been the right hole.
You're making me see triple. I said, okay. So I got the flashlight, and I looked around, and I said, that looks promising. Maybe I can find him. So when I got over to it, there's a great big leaf on it. I mean, it was bigger than a door. It covered the whole hole and half the tree trunk. I said, I don't know whether I can move this or not. It's bound to be heavy. Henry said, oh, Memaw, you can move anything if you just think about it. I said, well, yeah, that's what I've been telling everybody, isn't it? You have to think about it. You have to think, yes, I can, yes, I can. And you'll move it. So I walked over to it and I said, yes, I can. And I kicked it and it flew into a million pieces. And one of these pieces ran out the hole. And guess who that was?
Henry.
Henry!
Yay!
We had rescued him from a fate worse than black smoke.
Well, good. That's one of many stories that Memaw would tell growing up. And honestly, they're never the same, right?
Right, I can't remember them.
Right. So she would tell me a fun one the night before. I'd say, Memaw, tell me the story about Henry getting stuck in the tree again. And she'd say, oh, I have
What
no
story?
idea which story. So she would tell me another one with Henry stuck in a different tree or whatever.
Yeah, or something.
And then we had Henry, we had Whaley, who was a huge whale. So Henry is a really tiny elf.
Henry's so little you nearly step on him.
Whaley was a huge whale that lived in your lake, right?
Yeah.
And he was huge, but we couldn't see him unless we looked through little, what was it?
You had a little picture of Whaley with squares, mirror squares.
And we could only see him when we...
just...
Is that how we called for him, or is that how we saw him?
Well, you took that and put it up here and said, Whaley.
Oh, that's how we called for him.
And then you could see him.
Cool.